World War I was a conflict that reshaped not only Europe, but also had profound effects on regions across the globe. One of the prominent figures who played a significant role both on the battlefields of Europe and in the broader political landscape was Jan Smuts, a South African statesman and military leader. Known for his intellectual prowess, strategic insight, and diplomatic abilities, Smuts made a lasting impact during and after the war. His contributions to the Allied war effort, both as a military commander and as a key figure in international politics, solidified his place as one of the most influential leaders of the early 20th century. Jan Christian Smuts was born on May 24, 1870, in the Cape Colony, a British-controlled region in what is now South Africa. He was raised in a conservative Afrikaner farming family and excelled academically from an early age. Smuts attended Victoria College, now Stellenbosch University, and later won a scholarship to study at the prestigious University of Cambridge in England, where he studied law. Upon his return to South Africa, Smuts became involved in politics and quickly rose to prominence as a leading figure in the Boer community. Smuts's early political career was shaped by his involvement in the Second Boer War, 1899 to 1902, where he served as a Boer commander, leading guerrilla campaigns against British forces. Despite the eventual defeat of the Boers and the incorporation of their territories into the British Empire, Smuts emerged from the war with a reputation as a brilliant military strategist. After the war, Smuts shifted his focus to reconciliation between the British and Afrikaners, becoming a key player in the creation of the Union of South Africa in 1910. He served as a cabinet minister under Prime Minister Louis Botha, with whom he shared a vision of unity between the Afrikaners and the British. When World War I broke out in 1914, Smuts, as part of the South African government, supported the British war effort. Although there was some internal opposition from Afrikaners who still harbored resentment toward British rule, Smuts and Botha believed that cooperation with Britain would ultimately benefit South Africa. In 1914, South African forces, under the leadership of Botha and Smuts, were tasked with securing German Southwest Africa, modern-day Namibia, a German colony that bordered South Africa. Smuts played a leading role in the military campaign to conquer German Southwest Africa. The campaign, which took place in 1915, was largely successful, with South African forces quickly overwhelming German troops. This victory marked the first major success for the British Empire in the war, and enhanced Smuts's reputation as a capable military leader. Following this success, Smuts was appointed to command British forces in East Africa, where he led a prolonged campaign against the German colonial forces commanded by General Paul von Lettow-Vorbeck. The East African campaign, fought in difficult terrain and under harsh conditions, tested Smuts' abilities as a commander. Despite facing numerous challenges, including disease, supply shortages, and the logistical difficulties of operating in the African wilderness, Smuts managed to push German forces into retreat. Though the campaign did not result in a decisive victory, it significantly weakened German control in the region. In 1917, Smuts was invited to join the British Imperial War Cabinet in London, marking his transition from a military commander to a key political figure in the Allied war effort. His strategic insights and understanding of both military and political issues made him a valuable asset to British Prime Minister David Lloyd George. Smuts's appointment to the War Cabinet was significant, as it made him one of the few colonial leaders to have a direct influence on the conduct of the war in Europe. While in the War Cabinet, Smuts contributed to discussions on military strategy and the future of the British Empire. He was instrumental in shaping British policies in the later stages of the war and played a key role in advocating for the establishment of the Royal Air Force, RAF. Smuts recognized the growing importance of air power in modern warfare and pushed for the integration of aviation into the British military. His efforts led to the creation of the RAF in 1918, the world's first independent air force. As the war drew to a close, Smuts's influence extended beyond military matters to the realm of diplomacy. He was a key figure in shaping the post-war peace negotiations and was a member of the British delegation at the Versailles Peace Conference in 1919. Although he supported the punishment of Germany for its role in starting the war, Smuts advocated for a more moderate approach to ensure long-term stability in Europe. He was concerned that overly harsh penalties would lead to future conflict, a concern that proved prophetic with the outbreak of World War II 2 decades later. One of Smuts's most significant contributions to international diplomacy was his involvement in the creation of the League of Nations. He was a strong proponent of the idea that an international organization was needed to maintain peace and prevent future wars. Smuts worked closely with U.S. President Woodrow Wilson and other leaders to draft the Covenant of the League of Nations, which was incorporated into the Treaty of Versailles. Although the League ultimately failed to prevent future conflicts, its creation was a pioneering step toward the development of modern international organizations, including the United Nations. After World War I, Smuts returned to South Africa, where he continued to play a leading role in the country's politics. He served as Prime Minister of South Africa from 1919 to 1924, and again from 1939 to 1948. His leadership during World War II, when South Africa once again supported the British war effort, cemented his status as one of the most important statesmen of the 20th century. Smuts's legacy is multifaceted. He is remembered as a brilliant military commander, a skilled diplomat, and a forward-thinking statesman. His contributions to the Allied victory in World War I, his role in shaping the post-war peace settlement, and his advocacy for international cooperation left a lasting impact on both South Africa and the world. Although his views on race and colonialism have been the subject of criticism in modern times, Smuts' vision of a united and peaceful world continues to resonate. Jan Smuts' role in World War I extended far beyond the African campaigns. His military leadership, political acumen, and diplomatic efforts helped shape the course of the war and the post-war world. Smuts was a man of great intellect and vision, whose influence was felt not only in South Africa, but also on the global stage. His work in establishing the League of Nations laid the groundwork for future international efforts to promote peace and cooperation. Though his legacy is complex, Smuts remains one of the most significant figures of the 20th century, and his contributions to World War I are a testament to his enduring influence. Thank you for watching our video on Jan Smuts' role during World War I. If you found his story inspiring and insightful, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more captivating historical content. We'd love to hear your thoughts on Smuts' contributions to the war and his legacy, so feel free to leave a comment below. Your support helps us continue exploring the fascinating stories of history. Until next time, keep learning and discovering with Heroes Historia.